So if you're getting traffic to your website, but you're not making any sales, in this video, I'm going to show you how you can understand what's causing that problem and how you can actually fix that problem within the next couple of days and start making sales on your e-commerce store or dropshipping store. Now, these are two different stores that I worked on. You can see this one here, $60,000 in 1 week. I actually did this to $100,000 within 1 day for Black Friday. The video is on my channel if you want to go ahead and watch that. And this store here average between $30,000 to $50,000 every single month with very little work. Most of it was just Facebook and Google ads. But here's the thing, to get to this point, you need to make sure you have a very strong and solid foundation. You're never going to get to this point if you've got a bad brand or a bad product. And also, more importantly, you need to understand why your customers aren't purchasing and what they are thinking when they land on your store. So in this example, we're going to go through the brand, which is the Hoodie. You've probably heard of it before. Now, this highlights a very important point. Most of the time you are competing with large brands and your product can be bought from somebody else's store. So you need to give someone a reason to purchase from you. So in the case of the Hoodie, when someone lands on their store, it's incredibly easy for people to purchase because they know they can trust the brand. Obviously, they've worked with large companies here, so there's a lot of social proof that they are, a legitimate company, and they've built up over time a lot of branding, so it's a lot easier to make a sale. So how do you compete with this? Well, you need to think about what someone's thinking when they land on your store, because when you first built a e-commerce store, that like it is, you've only got 1 to 10 products on there, which is fine. You don't need more than that, but you need to understand what someone's thinking when they land on that store. Is this the right product for me? What are the shipping times? Will I receive my product? Or maybe they even want a product recommendation, for example. Which product is best for my boyfriend? What product's best for my girlfriend? Can I get this to my mum before Christmas? All of these questions are in the heads of users, and the problem is you have no idea or no way of getting that information out until now. So what we're going to do is very simply create an AI agent which is going to sit on the website and it's going to answer users' questions but also gather us very important information. So I'm going to show an example. It's called ChatIQ.ai. This is my own software that I've been working on for a very long time. Basically what it allows you to do is scrape your e-commerce store's website. So you can see here, I've actually got not all of them, I've scraped most of the pages from the Hoodie. You can see it's got all of the collection pages, the product pages, it's extracted all the information from every single page of this website. And then I've put that together into this agent here, this chatbot. So if I visit this chatbot, this is going to take me to the chatbot workspace. You can see down here on the left, this is all the knowledge that the chatbot's using for its responses. Down here in the middle, it's actually showing us the sources that it's using. You can see it's reading multiple product pages at the same time, and it's using that in its responses to guide its responses to the user. So this workspace is really where you're going to spend time just tweaking and adjusting and making sure the chatbot responds correctly to the users. But when you actually get started, if you head onto the website, if you actually click on Get Started for free, it's going to take you to our sign up page, which I'll show you now, where you just put in your email address, put in your website address. So we would just literally take this bit of the email address, the website. We don't need the HTTPS because that's already handled by the app. We can head to here, paste that in, and then just create an account and start a 14-day free trial. Once you've created a free trial, it will then take you to this page. Now, depending on how many pages you've got on your website, this will only take a couple of minutes, all the way up to 20 minutes. Now, 20 minutes is only really if you've got, a brand the size of Hoodie, and you've got like 500 pages. So realistically, in the first sort of 5 minutes, this will be ready to go. Now, you can go ahead and copy this code here, and you can actually embed this into your website while this is building. Just obviously come back and make sure that it's finished processing before you talk to the chatbot. So how do you embed it? Well, this is what it's going to look like on your store. You can either have it like this, or you can have it as a little icon in the corner of your website. But you can go ahead and this is an example to show you that it actually has images in its responses, but you can embed it into the theme.liquid on your website. So how are we going to use this to help us make more sales? Well, you can see here, I'm asking it various questions about the products on the page. For example, tell me about the avocado hoodie. It's got a load of information about each of the products. It's given me a headline, and then it's given me a short summary of that product. It's able to read that product page. It's able to give me a breakdown of what the different things and features are of that product and how it can help me as a user. It can then also give me information if that product is on offer. Now, depending on when you scrape your page from your website, the information that was scraped at the time of scraping will be what the chatbot is using. So keep that in mind. Here you can see it's originally priced at 89. You can now buy it for 39, saving you £50. It's then actually given me a link where I can visit that product page, which if I then click, it's going to open up that link and go directly to the product page. You can see the information is correct. All of that is basically exactly what the chatbot responded with. So you can imagine if you had this on your homepage of your website, you can see a lot of people are going to be able to get very quick information without having to scroll through their entire website to find the product that they're looking for or find the information that they're looking for. Okay, but how can we use this information? Because now we're getting traffic to our website, we're actually having conversations with people. We can actually use this information to determine, well, what products are they looking for mostly, or what is the main pain point that they're trying to solve from this problem? You know, if someone comes onto this page, the likelihood is they're probably going to be asking something like, can I wash it in the is it machine washable? How warm is this going to keep me? You know, those sorts of things. Can I get two? Can I get one for my kid? So we now know that people are concerned about these various things, and if they're concerned about those things, we need to make that information easily accessible for them on the website, and then by doing that, hopefully we'll increase our conversion rates. You can also see up here we have a reference tracking code at the end of the link, which means when someone clicks the link, if you go into any analytics, like Google Analytics for example, this is going to show up. So you can see how many people are visiting different pages of your website from the chatbot. So the chatbot is recommending those links to people. You can then see how many people actually end up clicking those links. And if people end up clicking, for example, the refund policy link a lot, you know that the biggest concern is that they want to get a refund from your product, and then the likelihood is they don't trust that you're going to send the correct product. And if that's the case, the chances are the branding of your website's bad, the images are cheap or they're poor and they don't look very good. So you need to work on that to increase conversion rates. Okay, what else can this do? Well, I've asked it to tell me about a specific product. Again, it's giving me all the information, but it's also included an image in its response, which is obviously, you know, if you've got this on your homepage, it can give them a bit of a preview of what they're expecting. It also just makes it a little bit easier to digest the information for the user. And it's extracted this directly from the product page of this product. So if I visit the Twin Pack product page, you can see here it's included the reference again at the end of the link, and then it's actually used this image for its response. So out of all of these different products, it's just chosen the first one. And when I scraped this website about 2 weeks ago, it wasn't sold out. So let's just close those. Scroll down a little bit. I want to show you quickly something that you should probably consider when you're building a chatbot like this. And that is just adjusting the custom prompts a little bit. So you can see here, my mum really likes the Disney really likes Disney. Can you recommend her a product? It's recommended the Winnie Daisy hoodie. So it's recommending a specific product, but in this case, it's actually recommending a kid's product. So what I've been doing here is I've actually just been tweaking and testing this, and I wanted to make sure that actually, well, okay, cool, but it hasn't given me a link to that product. So what I did is I came down to my settings panel. Settings here. I had a look at the custom prompt that I've got, and I've just been messing around with this, so it's got the wrong link. But what you can do is you can come into your prompts library. You can see we're using the customer service prompt, and let's head to this one here. We can then edit this prompt and we can add extra rules. So for example, 8, let me just write something in here. We can adjust the behaviors. So here I've added never recommend a kid's product to an adult, and I've given it an example. If someone wants their product for their mum as an adult, do not recommend a kid's product. Now if we click save, it's going to update the rules that this chatbot is following, and now in the future, we'll give this a test in a minute, it's going to make sure that it's hopefully not going to actually recommend a kid's product to an adult. Now, the reason I bring this up is because you need to spend some time just adjusting how your chatbot's responding. You need to sort of look into what problems that are being faced within your chatbot, and then you can improve the responses. So, okay, you're probably wondering now, well, how do I know what's going wrong with the chatbot? And also, how do I see what messages people are sending to the chatbot? Well, if I come over to the messages panel, and I select here from my drop down which chatbot I'm working on, you can see all of the different messages that people are sending to the chatbot. You can then see, I'll make myself smaller, what the responses are from that chatbot. So for example, if we scroll down here, and I will update this so you can see the images rather than just the links. Where was the one? You can see here, right? My mum really likes Disney. can you recommend her a product? You can see here that it's recommended the Kids Daisy one. So if I actually go ahead, I can actually click here. I can see the image of what it's using if I want to. Now, like I say, I will make this so it displays the image rather than just the link. It's given a bit of a breakdown of that product. So you can see this person's had a conversation with the chatbot, and this is a response conversation thread that's been happening. And then from there, you can make adjustments to your chatbot. The other thing which is really useful from this is you can see the decision flow and the conversation history of a specific user, and you can actually decide, what is going through their head when they're making that buying decision. What questions do they need answered before they purchase? And all of this information is obviously incredibly useful to you when you're trying to update and make sure your website's going to convert at a higher conversion rate. Again, down here, we'll go back to the chatbots to have a look at this. I've asked the chatbot, where did I ask it? Is there a way that I can talk to someone over the phone? Well, in this case, when I scraped the website, I did this for a separate video. I wanted to change the contact information that this chatbot has available to it. And what I did is I come to the prompts library again. So the prompt that this chatbot is using is, I think it was this one. If I open this up, you can come down into here, and I've just deleted this, but you can add it in here. You can say contact info, and then you can say email help at ChatIQ.ai, for example. You can say phone, like this, for example, and then you can save that information. Now, if we come back to the chatbot, I'm going to ask the exact same question. I'm going to send that through, and I need to double check that that was the right prompt that I was editing. It's going to go away, and what it's going to do is it's going to read the website for any contact information, and then it's going to extract that information from either the website or the prompt that you've given it. And you can see here it's given me the phone number. It's also given me the help and support email. So you can see for general inquiries, email is here. You can contact our support team at this number here. So what I like to do when I'm building these is I like to come into the prompts, and I like to give a bit more information about what you can do via these different links. For example, contact information by email. This is just general inquiries. If you've got you need help with a refund or whatever, email us. If you want to talk to someone specifically about a purchase or whatever you do over the phone, go here. If you want to book in for a call, for a sales call, for example, we've got a Calendly link that you can do over Zoom. Here's our link, for example. Give it as much information as possible, and then it'll be able to use that in its responses. Now, take into consideration here, it will be trying to read the whole website for contact information. So if you update contact information in the prompts that's different to what's on your website, it could get confused. So make sure you don't have different bits of information everywhere. Easiest way to solve that is make sure the information on your website is correct. So there you go. That is how I'm using this on these stores. This is how I'm making sure that we're making consistent revenue, hitting those numbers, and making sure we understand why our customers are or are not purchasing from our store. And then from there, you can make the necessary adjustments. So you can see what people are looking for on your website, what questions they have, why they're not purchasing. And all of these things can go into a decision-making process that you can then do to add information to your website to increase conversion rates. So if you guys want to get signed up, you can actually get started for a 2-week free trial. The link is down below in the description. You can head to ChatIQ, click on start for free. It's going to take you to our sign up page. Get started for a 14-day free trial. It is you have to enter your card details, but it's not going to charge you for 14 days, and you can cancel within your account if you want to. It'll then go ahead and start scraping your website. Once that's done, you can go ahead and click copy, embed this onto your website, come back here, make sure the processing is done. Once the processing is done, you'll know that the chatbot's going to have access to all the information from your website, and then you're ready to go. If you want to add any further customizations, you can do so within the dashboard. But if you guys have got any additional questions at all on how to scale or grow your e-commerce store, I've got plenty of other videos on the channel, but I'll see you guys in my next video.